Mr. Hung had taught history for over 30 years. This year, the school announced they would reduce class time to replace lessons with digital modules. Many students secretly felt relieved because they found history boring. But Min was different. He was the problem student, always late, always sleeping, always on the edge of failing. One day, the teacher asked Min to stay after class. Min expected a lecture, but Mr. Hung gently asked, "Why are you so tired? Do you have trouble sleeping at night?" Min broke down. His parents were separated, and he worked late shifts to support himself. From that day, the teacher lent Min books, helped him study, encouraged him, never scolding, never shaming. But then came the official schedule. The teacher's final period would be a short 45 minutes. Before Mr. Hung could begin his last lecture, Min suddenly stood up. "Teacher, computers may teach us the lesson, but they don't know when we're crying. They don't know we're hungry. They don't know when we need someone to ask if we're okay." The classroom fell silent. At the end of year ceremony, former students returned in such great numbers that the schoolyard overflowed. Mr. Hung chuckled and said, "I thought I was teaching history, but maybe I've been teaching the power of listening." Have you ever had a teacher who completely changed your life? Not just with textbooks and formulas, but with lessons that stuck with you long after the school bell rang. I want to share a story about a teacher like that, and the unforgettable lesson he taught on his very last day. His name was Mr. Harrison, and for 30 years, he taught history, but he taught it like no one else. He made dusty old dates and names come alive. He made you feel like you were right there, storming the castle or signing the declaration. We all loved him. He was more than a teacher. He was a mentor, a guide, and sometimes, the only adult who seemed to really listen. When the news came that he was retiring, the whole school felt a little dimmer. For his final class, we all expected a trip down memory lane, maybe a slideshow of his years at the school. But Mr. Harrison had something different in mind. He walked in that day just like any other, a warm smile on his face. He didn't go to his desk. Instead, he stood in the middle of the room and looked at each of us. The room was silent. "For our last lesson together," he began, his voice steady, "I'm not going to give you a lecture. I'm going to give you an exam." A collective groan went through the class. An exam on the last day. This wasn't the farewell party we had envisioned. He passed out a single sheet of paper to each student, face down. "You'll have the entire period," he said. "No talking. Just do your best." We flipped the papers over, and we were all stunned. It was blank, completely blank, except for one tiny, black dot right in the center. We looked at each other, confused. We looked at Mr. Harrison, who just smiled and nodded, encouraging us to begin. What were we supposed to do? I started writing about the dot. I described its position, its size, its color, its roundness. I speculated on what it was made of, how it got there. I filled half a page with everything I could possibly say about this single, tiny dot. Around me, my classmates were scribbling furiously too, all focused on that one black speck. When the bell was about to ring, signaling the end of the period and the end of his career, Mr. Harrison collected our papers. He didn't grade them. He stood before us, holding the stack in his hand. "I've read what you've all written," he said softly, "and every single one of you described the black dot. No one wrote about the most important part of the paper." He held up a blank sheet. "No one wrote about the wide open white space. The room was so quiet you could hear a pin drop." He continued, "This is the lesson I want to leave with you. This paper is like your life. It's a vast, open canvas full of possibilities. But so often, we fixate on the black dots. The problems, the worries, the mistakes, the disappointments, they are a part of life, yes, but they are just a tiny fraction of what your life is. We spend so much energy on them that we forget to see the vast, beautiful, white space all around. Look at the white space," he urged, his voice full of passion. "Look at your health, your family, the love you have, the friendships you cherish, the passions that drive you, the beauty of a sunrise. The black dots will always be there, but they don't have to be your focus. Don't let the tiny dots darken your entire page." That was his final lesson. No dates, no historical figures. Just a simple piece of paper that taught us more than any textbook ever could. It's a lesson I've carried with me every single day since. When I find myself stressing over a small problem, I remember Mr. Harrison. I remember to zoom out and see the whole picture, the vast white space. So, what are the black dots you're focusing on right now? And more importantly, what's in your white space? Take a moment to see it, to appreciate it. That might be the most important lesson you ever learn. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if this story resonated with you. See you next time.